Namaste, Mittie, and this is movement and meditation. In this practice, we're going to go through a gentle just sequence for the hips. So we're mostly going to be on the mat, and so if you need a blanket under your knees just for a little bit of extra comfort, I recommend getting a blanket. Or you can also use a towel or anything like that. It's just a little soft surface. So we'll just put this to the side before we get started. And then coming into a comfortable seated position. So I'm actually going to take butterfly to start. But you're welcome to sit with your legs crossed or legs extended. Begin to pull the navel up and in. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Feeling as though you're pulling energy from the crown of the head all the way down to the tailbone. And then back up the spine to lengthen all the way towards the ceiling. A few more breaths here. If you have chosen to take soles of the feet together, knees apart in butterfly, keep pushing the knees down to open up in the hips. Breathe. The next few breaths, just taking the time to set your intention for practice. Whatever you need from this time on the mat, offering the intention of softening, just being gentle, connecting with the body in an authentic, natural way through breath and slow movement so that we can find stillness, recharge, and release anything we're holding on to in our hips. 2 more breaths here. Keep pushing the knees down. Bow the chin towards the chest. On your next exhale, inhale, lift the chin up towards the ceiling, pull navel into spine, push the chest forward and open the throat. Exhale, begin to bow down to the feet. It's okay if your legs are crossed, just reach forward and soften in. Inhale, reach all the way back up, reaching the hands high, lengthen through the sides of the body. Exhale, right hand comes down, just taking a soft twist. Left hand comes behind us. Breathe. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, other side. Breathe. Keep pushing the knees down. Finding space. Come back through center. And then coming right into tabletop. So in tabletop, if you need your blanket, just placing it right under your knees. Hands come out. Finding a nice spread in between each finger, push into the hands evenly. So just making sure that you're pushing into each finger pad, the front and the back of the palm. See if you can pull the weight of your body right into center. So pushing the hips back towards the heels, puff through the chest to expand the back of your heart. Inhale and sweep the left foot up behind you. Right knee stays planted, toes turn down. We're going to begin to bend the knee as we open up the left hip, reaching the edge of the foot up. Try to stay nice and grounded in both hands, balancing and spreading. Keep opening. Let this be a stretch. And then coming back down into tabletop. Push back to child's pose. 1 breath here. Inhale, come back through. Lift the left foot high again, reaching the heel back. This time without bending the knee, just open the hip up, reaching the edge of the foot up towards the ceiling. Exhale, nice and slow, knee to nose. Crunch in. Reach back out. Straight leg, big toe point straight down, nice flex in the foot. We're gonna take a few circles with this leg. At any point, if you need to take a break, just take child's pose. So we're gonna start bringing the knee in towards the nose first, crunch it in. Roll the knee over to the outside edge of the elbow, then swing it back into that bent knee, come back through. So it's almost like you're making a big oval with your kneecap, keeping the leg bent. Just notice if you're feeling any tension here. If this has been a lot on your hands, you can always come down to the forearms. Just creating that big circle. You should start to feel this in the right hip as well. Stabilizing here. A few more. Come into stillness and then push back into child's pose. Inhale back through. One more thing on the left side and then we'll switch sides. So we went knee to nose first. So we're gonna switch the rotation of the circle. So lift your left heel up. Find that nice bent knee, opening up the hip position. It's almost like we're in 3-point, but in child's pose, or in tabletop, excuse me. This time the knee's gonna come to kiss the left elbow, crunch it through, push it back. Breathe. Big circles. So we're just going the other way. If you feel a little of those kind of like a clicking or any just little knots you're going through here, just allow yourself to breathe into this motion. Just a few more times. Again, you can always come down to the knees. Just lift a little higher in the hips. Lift up and exhale back to child's pose. Breathe. Inhale, come back through. Other side. Right leg reaches out. Just really stretch it out first. And then bend the knee, open up the hip. We're just gonna stay here for a few breaths, breathing through. Maybe roll out the ankle. Bring the knee into the nose, curl it in, and then step back into tabletop, push back child's pose. Exhale. Inhale, roll back through. This time lifting the right foot high, keeping the leg straight, and then just opening up the hip. Big, full, deep breath. Again, nice and slow. We're gonna bring the knee into the nose, crunch it in, try to stay balanced in both hands. Move with breath. And then stretch it back out. Big toe point straight down. Exhale, back to tabletop, push back child's pose. Inhale, lift through. Take a breath here and begin to drop the belly. Inhale, lift your chin and your tailbone up. So we're just gonna move through a cat-cow. Just because we've been in this position, just to arch through the spine, breathe. Come back to neutral tabletop. Ground down into the hands, spread the fingers wide. Make sure you're pushing into the front and the back of the palm. Grip through the fingers. Inhale, sweep the right foot high. This time knee comes into the nose and we're gonna take this big circle. You can flex or point the foot or alternate here. Keep moving, keep breathing. You can always drop to the elbows if this is a lot on the arms. Big circles, so just visualize that big circle or oval that you're drawing with your kneecap. One more. Big reach. Stay here. And then drop the knee back down, push back, child's pose. Exhale, let go. Inhale, pull back through tabletop. We're gonna switch directions. Right leg goes high. So this time the knee is gonna come out to the elbow first. Drop it through, hug it in. Make sure you're using the strength of your core. It's okay if you think it looks a little funky. You're really just breaking through knots, tension, right in the hip, that ball and socket joint. Just lubricating everything up. Just a few more times. Stay strong. And then drop back into tabletop, push back, child's pose. It's okay if you had to take a break in this practice. It's a lot on the hips. Just allow yourself to keep coming back onto the mat to see the evolution, to grow in your relationship with your body. Creating a vessel where the mind, the soul, the body, and the breath can all reside in harmony. You're welcome to stay in child's pose as long as you like. Breathing deeply into the belly. Inhale, begin to walk your hands back towards your knees. Coming up to seated on the heels. You can move your blanket out of the way, or you can use it as a seat. We're gonna come into a short meditation. This time we're gonna take legs extended out in front of us in staff pose. Just to settle in the hips, just begin to rock back and forth, finding your sit bones. Deep, full breaths. Flex and then point the feet a few times, finding grounding. And then coming back into butterfly, Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees fall apart. Close your eyes, let your knees push out, open up the hips, pull navel into spine. Maybe even finding that Uddiyana Bandha, the middle lock. You can find this sometimes by having a full inhale, complete exhale through the mouth, and then suck navel in. Deep breath. Feel again light coming into the crown of the head and pouring down the spine. Feel it go all the way into the tailbone. Circulate through your hips. Take your time here. Visualize golden light, golden energy, prana, moving around in the hip joint. Feel yourself soften and settle. Inhale, lift the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands come behind us. We're gonna take one little heart opener, back bend. Lift through the chest, let the head fall back. And then chin comes towards the chest. Hands come to heart center in prayer. You can take a cross-legged position. Close your eyes. Finding gratitude for your practice. Gratitude for your beautiful body and all that it does for you. Gratitude for the calling to come to the mat, to nurture yourself, to build this relationship with you so that you can be the most authentic version. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Can't wait to see you soon. Namaste.